Hello guys, I'm Noelle here from sunny South Africa and you're watching FunForLouis.
Are you boys right there in the hammocks?
Yeah.
I got woken up by a lovely visit from some girls. Hey!
Hi.
What are your names?
Olivia.
Isn't that nice? A nice little visit from some viewers. They brought pancakes!
Yay.
They brought breakfast pancakes! This is amazing.
I also have jam if you guys want it. My dad.
Scotland.
Yeah.
I think Scotland's the best country in the world. We're setting up a picnic for breakfast. I need to charge my laptop up, so Nick's going to reverse the minibus back so I can plug it in. It's not quite as warm as it was yesterday, so we're not going to hang around on the beach for too long, but we're now going to go to Sainsbury's, grab some lunch and head over to the farm, and Rob and Bianca are going to cook some food for us. Me and Nick have stopped en route to get a coffee because I need to wake up. I'm very tired. Nick's a newbie to coffee.
I am.
Only recently has he found the love that is coffee. Have you enjoyed the trip, Alex, so far?
It's been pretty awesome. It's been so chillaxed.
Bianca's just preparing lunch. Look at all these hungry lads. Homemade real mint tea here. Real mint leaves. Boy, that looks amazing. That looks amazing.
Tastes amazing.
I think that's Josh.
Butter.
I was probably born into a family with a silver spoon in my mouth, brought up in a wealthy family, and never really wanted for anything. I think the journey in my quest for money was a big thing. I mean, money is a huge, especially in the Western culture, it's a huge issue in our lives. I felt money was the key to my security, and I realised that as I was working in the office, I was getting less and less free time to do the things I was passionate about doing. And I also began to understand this concept of the rat race, this feeling of entrapment, a series of things. I went into a church, and to me it reminded me of the churches that I experienced through school. It was bland, it was dull, and it was like, I just don't want a piece of this. It was almost like an embarrassing thing then to be able to sort of acknowledge that I was a Christian. It was probably a year later when I did a half marathon. And during the half marathon, I'd just forgotten to drink. And I had an experience that left me unconscious for 35 minutes or so on the track. And then the ambulance came, I was rushed into Tabor Hospital. And it was in there that I had like a death experience. And at that point, I then went to another level with the Lord of basically saying, you've got my life now. You've got everything. It was soon after that that I came back, and we were sat in Brixton, and we suddenly were like, what can we do? And down at Brixton at that time there was a lot of people homeless, begging on the streets. I'd never spoken to homeless people. I'd never done that because I came from a rich background. I didn't know how to communicate, and the first person that I knelt down to and offered a cup of coffee was a guy called Steve. And he had been in the Royal Marine, he'd been a Marine at the time whilst I was in the officer training, he'd been a Marine at Lympstone, and he now was in a position where he was selling his body on the streets to afford his crack and heroin habit. And fairly soon after we met a couple called Jeff and Abigail Batten. I was intrigued by these guys because they were different, they were completely different, and I just watched them day after day giving cash away, giving food away, feeding people, and it was just complete chaos. And there was this fluid, messy, amazing, infectious thing going on in this house. I suddenly felt that I was at a junction in my life, that I could go back to New Zealand, carry on running my business, or that I could leave everything and go and join these crazy guys down in Brixton. And I just knew in my heart that I was willing to just say goodbye to that stuff and go and join these crazy guys serving people on the streets. I then did. I sold my house to clear my mortgage, gave away, I had vehicles, boats, furniture and the business, and just the whole lot went, just gave it. The freedom felt incredible. Came back in March from New Zealand, went straight into Brixton, and the first day we just went walkabout on the streets and had the privilege of meeting some of the most amazing people who were struggling with heroin addiction, crack cocaine, alcohol addiction, and often to the level of the place where they died. Developed a great friend called Colin. For me, learning how to love and to be accepted by him was an incredible journey, because it wasn't easy to love Colin. It wasn't easy, and yet he taught me so much more about love. And seeing these stories of restoration, of people's lives being restored. And by this time I'd shut down bank accounts. It was simply what you carry is what you've got. So I just set off walking. Didn't know where I was going to eat, didn't know where I was going to sleep, didn't know anything. The journey just went on. Going from place, not knowing why I was there, meeting people, meeting homeless guy, him saying I'm going to Bournemouth, going with him. The journey just went on and on and on, meeting people, they would take me to their homes, would stay there, things would happen. You pray like you'd never prayed before, and I got to see things I've never seen before. The journey's just taken on a whole new dimension now. Instead of journeying around the world and facing challenges of how do we get out of this situation, you know, in this country with no money, or how do we deal with this situation, you know, with guns being held on us down in Africa and Kenya and scary. It's like, it's a different journey now. It's how do we deal with this newborn child? And who knows where the journey goes, and who knows where the journey goes for yourselves.
So Rob just shared some of his story with us all. Pretty incredible. We're just washing up, it's the least we can do to help out. See you later, chicken. Off to Edinburgh. Aye! Why is nothing to grab onto? Yay! I don't really know what just happened. Nick just climbed out the driver's seat into the back. And then back over, yay! He's crazy. He is crazy. A short fuel stop. What are you saying, Nick? Look. Any Americans watching, calculate how much that is in dollars. You'll be shocked at how expensive fuel is in the UK. We're in Edinburgh. Yes.
Oh, I love Edinburgh.
Love Edinburgh. Edinburgh Castle right up there. Stop for a cheeky little pizza. Wait, check that bad boy out. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So we're back in the minibus, we've had a nice night in Edinburgh. Now Nick's going to do a little driving shift.
Woohoo! Do you want some?
I think we're going to pick up a hitchhiker. Hello, mate.
Make a bit of room for
Oh, you look cold. Come in the warmth. What's your name? Dennis, nice to meet you, Dennis. Just before we picked him up, we were having this really deep discussion about whether prayer works. Yeah. And I just think it's really funny because when he got in, he goes, "Oh, I was just praying." He goes, "I'm not a religious guy, but I was just praying that someone would pick me up." And we were we were laughing. We were like, where are we? Leeds. We're in Leeds. It's 4 in the morning. I've been sleeping. These guys are off.
Are you getting out as well?
And I'm off as well. Peace out, enjoy life, live the adventure. Yeah. Boom.
Remember that today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Try to make the best of it.